Why do you think Donald Trump is offering $100 billion in urban areas when he signed off on that back here a couple of months ago? Why do you think he keeps talking about African American communities? We have a high now rate of us working. Why do you think they keep coming out his mouth? And why do you think he's so disdained with illegal immigration when he had one time they were working for him? Why do you think that is? Well, I'll explain to you what my analysis is and what my scenario is that we as black Americans are deserving of our home. We're deserving of the rights in our home. We're deserving of the opportunities in our government where this is our native country, descendants of slaves. We're deserving of the opportunity in the stewardship of our home. We're deserving of that. That's why it comes out his mouth, because it's correct. There's nothing else he can say about us because we are foundational. We built the country. We are part of it. We are in the engine of it. Who we are is written on the walls. And he's disdained with illegal immigrants. But the media is pushing narratives that he's out the black and brown communities, because what they want to do is rile up black people so we can fight for illegal aliens. So they want to push the narrative that this president is racist. It don't matter about that. The way we've been living in this country, this is an element that, whether they're racist or not, we are used to that being the face of something. We're used to that. That's nothing. We even got laws passed against a power source of people who were actually racist. Well, this is our fight. We understand our fight, our plight. But the president is not going after black folk in the country. If he was, then he would be going after them. He's not locking them up. He's not sending people to do things to black people in the country. He's not making accusations when he talks to black people. He's only talking about illegal aliens. But they're trying to infuse us with their fight. And some of you black people is working on you. Your minds are being finessed because you already had it like an iota against the president back about the March on Virginia when he first started taking a seat in Oval Office. You know, that March on Virginia was the whites and the Jews. They are fighting each other about stuff that you have to look into the ideology of that. It wasn't to be after black people. I mean, even though the president may be, I don't know what's in his heart, but let's look at the real, let's look at the facts. Let's look at what we have, the data. I haven't heard President Trump say anything about black people, foundational black Americans. He always say stuff like that, but he's removing illegal immigrants and he tell them to go back home. And he called their countries S-hole countries because he's disdained with what's happening politically in that sector, in that segment. And you got to know, when people get data and they start looking into the interior of something, they don't necessarily explain everything they know. They just react. And I think the president is reacting to what he knows that's against the American people and that's against the working class American people. And he's disdained with the lies, like a lot of us are. I mean, President Donald Trump was friends with rappers and everything before he came president. And we were all with him, you know. Black folks was always doing business with Trump. Now, he did some racist stuff, or he jumped into the New York Five guys and all that stuff. You know, okay. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about right now, what's going on. So why is he constantly talking about illegal immigration and trying to implement the law in that frame? And they're trying to put us in it. Whether the president like us or not, we are the engine that support this great nation. We are. Whether we have been without, he even told us one time, "What are y'all complaining for? You don't have nothing else to lose, black people," and we really don't. I mean, he's making logical sense, but a lot of us don't like his tone. But you guys are gonna stand for people, these illegal immigrants. A lot of them voted for Trump. A lot of immigrants because they thought that they could finesse the white person and the powers that be to continue to defy your presence as black people, the descendants of slaves, ADOS. They want to defy our presence and go and point to our demise in terms of how they vote. They thought they had access some type of power source, like access whiteness or something. But they're not them, and they're not us either. And the proof is in the pudding, and it's starting to show and tell. But we as black people who are not politically aware, we're jumping all in the way. It's all sloppy. And what's bad is some of you guys are politicians, and you need to really look at the situation. So we jumping all in the way of something we haven't looked at totally, trying to block ICE and stuff. That's the protection of our American government. You know, we need them and their database. We need their data. So we need to know that. And the president is stating something, and I understand it. So in that part of the agenda, he got me. And a lot of us, we're not stupid. These people are making problems, and they are bringing our country to a third world element, especially California. That's why you think the president keeps saying California is done and stuff like that. He's still trying to help it. So you guys need to understand what this is and look at it very carefully before you make a judgment, because the media is pushing narratives to finesse your minds. And the party you're voting for has got the policy benign and neglect. That's the Democratic Party. So we need to open our eyes going forth. Thank you for joining me. Thank you.